future is unknown.
Hello guys, I'm here on Techmission Festival here in beautiful Prague, and it's a pleasure to have Mr. PHILIPP STRAUB here with me. Thank you so much for having the time to do this quick interview with you.
My pleasure, thank you so much.
Thank you so much too. So let's start easy. How are you?
I'm very well. I just came yesterday from Dubai, where I live. I moved to Dubai a couple of years ago and lived there most of the year. And I was quite excited to come to Prague. I have had the pleasure to be here last year for the first edition of Techmission. And it's nice being part of the evolution of a journey. And I must say it was not even matching expectation, it was exceeding expectations. I liked the venue much more than last year. The visuals, which were already last year impressive, were astonishing this year. And I'm proud being part of it.
Thank you so much. You just finished playing on the Techmission Festival. How did you enjoy it?
I finished just now, my heart is still beating a little bit. I enjoyed it a lot. I mean, the thing is, you have only an hour and 15 minutes, so it's quite a short time. And I played quite early, so somebody of course has to start. And I know it's a visual concept with a lot of effects. So I tried to play, first of all, not a proper warm-up, but like kind of just the best I could do in 1 hour and 15 minutes to introduce myself and the peak of the music that I represent. And also I tried to include a lot of music with a lot of breaks so that the visuals and the effects have the space to really do what they are meant to do.
What do you think about the Czech crowd? Is there something, special what's, set them apart from others?
I grew up with the Czech crowd. I was born in Vienna and I lived quite a while in America, but when I was a teenager, I came back to Austria. And of course, we traveled a lot to Czech and Slovakia and Hungary, which was the closest to Vienna. The first outside gigs that we did. Brno, we had a lot of events in Brno, Orion Hall. I played a lot in Bobby Center. And we also did 𝐓𝐄𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐈𝐒𝐒𝐋 Festival a couple of times. I even partnered up and we did Time Warp once in Prague, which was very good. I did Sasasu, I did Roxy, I did a couple of shows. The Czech scene was interesting for me because when it started, it was very emotional and people were so much into it. But of course, in the time of 10, 20, 30 years of time, there's always an evolution. So it's always a curve. Because at some point you have a generation who is really into it. And then there comes a generation which maybe tries to do something slightly different, to have their own identity. So I generally have the feeling that Europe right now is not at its peak. So you can tell with a show like this, with the efforts and the lineup that is presented, I think you should even have double or triple of the amount of people. The people who come are extremely emotional and they are motivated to be part of it, which is great. But I hope that Europe gets again to its peak.
Okay, thank you so much for this answer. It was really, really nice answer. Thank you for that. But let's go back to the Techmission Festival. We set the Techmission Festival on another level this year. What do you think about the production, the intros, and stuff like that?
Well, 𝐓𝐄𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐈𝐒𝐋, the mastermind from United Music and a dear friend of mine, is always doing the extra mile. As a promoter, it's very difficult because you have to invest a lot into your own product. And 𝐓𝐄𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐈𝐒𝐋, I think, doesn't think necessarily about profit. He thinks about the customer experience and how he can create something special. I mean, the show which is pulled off could be a pop show, a rock show, a 𝐓𝐄𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐒𝐻. It's an amazing experience and very well curated. And in my opinion, one of the best in terms of production. Is really so well planned, produced and executed that I'm impressed and I'm long in the business.
So thank you, United Music, for this opportunity.
Thank you, 𝐓𝐄𝐂𝐇𝐌𝐒𝐻.
You have your own agency right now, but how can you juggle your personal life, your agency, managing artists and stuff like that?
Well, for me, it was I started 30 years ago when I was young, in '92, at the age of 17, and for me it was very fast, clear that I just want to be part of that industry. For me, it's about the lifestyle. And in order to be part of that industry, I kind of built my own network of different activities. I run venues in Dubai. We have 20 venues, Soho Garden, which is amazing. We have a lot of operations in Egypt. We have an agency in Austria. We have an agency in England. We just now launched an agency in the Middle East. I try to also, I think it's also my privilege and my duty to help other people to become part of the industry, because that's how we keep the industry fresh. So it's important we build platforms that allow other people a good entry into the scene, whatever they want to do. If they want to be stage manager, if they want to be managers, if they want to be agents or DJs or producers, I think it's important that our generation is providing that knowledge and sharing that knowledge with others in order for the industry to stay in a healthy environment.
It's really nice to have, people like you who are helping, other people to grow and, do what they want to do and stuff like that.
Yeah, well, to be honest, when you're young, you always want to receive things, but at a certain age, it's much more of a pleasure if you give things to other people, like knowing and seeing other people to succeed and having the opportunity to make other people happy and build something for them is actually amazing.
So now for you, it's better to give something than receive something.
I like to receive as well, but I think it's about the balance. I call that healthy egoism. So you have to look at yourself, and once you have managed to achieve a certain foundation in your life, I think it's important that you engage nicely with your environment in order to have a nice ecosystem.
What about the new music? It's coming up.
Being a DJ is just one of my activities, but for myself, in order to continue claiming the gigs that I get, I think it's important that I also produce music. So at least 3 or 4 releases a year are pulled out. The last one was a remix for a Russian label on Kinetica, for example. Then we did one on Mo Black, for example. I often release on Bedrock with Chantikrit. There's now one signed to Zamna, the label from Mexico. There's another cooperation coming up with The Element, an Afterlife artist. I work on a song with Rafael Cerato. I work on a song with 𝐓𝐄𝐄𝐇𝐌𝐈𝐒𝐿. There's quite a lot of things happening. We just yesterday actually got the vocals from an amazing singer in England, and it's more like indie dance. It really depends on my vibe. I don't necessarily need to fulfill certain expectations. For me, producing is a way how I can express my daily emotions.
So have you had a chance to, taste the real Czech cuisine here? Because you went here so many times, but what do you think about the Czech cuisine? Czech beer, Czech food?
I don't drink beer. This is a little bit of my disadvantage. Of course, like when we came here in the first 10, 15 years, we always drove with the car. We slept somewhere in small like motels on the highway, and we ate a lot of local cuisine, of course.
Do you remember something special?
Well, I think it's honest food. And I think Czech they like rich food. It's not
it's
light
food.
It's quite rich, which is fine. At the time when I was coming here a lot, I was vegetarian. It was a little bit difficult. Now I'm not anymore, so it's more easy. I didn't have time to eat Czech food this time. I don't remember anything particular, but I was a lot of meat, some dumplings, I think.
Yeah. So dark sauces, stuff like that. So when you are not producing, where we can find you?
Dubai.
Dubai, and what are you doing in Dubai? Like your normal life when you are not working?
I work every day. The thing is, it's not a job. It's a lifestyle, as I said. So the thing is, one of the most beautiful things is that when I get up, I'm excited. Even tomorrow after the show, I get up and I'm sure I have the mindset, what can I do today? Because it's not that I work for somebody else, I work for myself. And it's about using your time in the most productive way. So a work-life balance is very important. Of course, I look after myself and there's some free days and I hang out with friends and enjoy life in between. But I want to achieve something every day.
Can you tell us more about the chemistry you are having with your fans when you are performing?
I personally like a lot small clubs when you really can see people in the eyes. Those big stages are amazing because it's an amazing visual experience, also for me as an artist. But if you play very close to the people can look in your eyes, they can see, are you nervous, are you happy? That's something which is producing a very nice exchange of energy. And that's basically the foundation of DJing, because you start to present something from yourself, they like it, then they give back like trust, then you feel the trust, you give back more, and together you raise and you grow and experience through the night. And this is kind of a very intimate exchange of energies, I would say.
Okay. My last question is, what is your plans for 2024? In your personal life, or in your DJing, or in your DJ life, or with your agency and stuff like that?
Well, my business partner Andrew is here. We just made, he came to Dubai a couple of weeks ago. We made the whole agenda for this year. The year is pretty much lined out. So we continue growing our businesses. We have very clear plans. Focus is on the Middle East. As I said, focus is also supporting other people, building our platforms. My key is definitely Dubai and Soho Garden. As I said, we have 20 venues. and basically all the artists come on a weekly basis, which is extremely nice. And that's about it. My private life, I was married 19 years, I'm now divorced, I'm single. I enjoyed it as well. And just trying to have a good life every day. It's pretty simple, I must say.
Philipp, thank you so much for the interview. It's been a pleasure to having you here right
Thank you
now
as well,
with me.
Lucas.
But now, if you have something special you want to say to the Czech crowd, now it's your turn.
Czech crowd, I thank you so much for being part of that experience. Stay true, United Music is serving you very well. I hope I see you soon again. We have motivated plans also with Techmission, and rave on.
Okay, that's a wrap. Thank you so much, Philipp. Thank you.